Okay, here we go. So to switch out the hard drive, it's very simple. Almost simpler than the other ones, which is pretty nice. Just need a nice little Phillips head with a smaller point and a hard drive. I'm going to put in a terabyte into this bad boy, which gives me twice the memory. Put a picture of it on my Facebook page. If you're not, don't follow me on Facebook, please do. Love to be friends on there. Also hit it up on my Twitter so you can see it there also. I also put up the games that I'm going to be playing. Here's a couple of them that we're going to keep. Also got some GameFly games. So if you want to see what those are, check it out. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all that good stuff. Anyway, back to the hard drive. So I picked out a nice little Seagate 1000 gig, which is the same thing as a terabyte. And it was just a little over 100. But that means that I'm going to have a nice 500 gig hard drive that I can either put in another system or use for something else. Now to open the system itself, to get to it, you don't have to flip it over or anything. Just make sure it's unplugged and in a safe location. And unfortunately you do have to grip the pretty shiny black, and you just gently pull it back. And then it comes right off. Nice and simple. The hard drive enclosure itself is right here in the front, and it has just this little teeny screw holding it in place, which actually has the PlayStation symbols on it. I don't know if you can see it. If Laura could try to zoom in for me. She's behind the camera now. And that first screw is what holds the HDD enclosure in place. So once we get that out, the enclosure itself just slides right out. Got a little thumb slot, and you just pull it right out. Very simple. And again, there's the HDD. This one is a Samsung Lamentus, and it is a 500 gig. So we're just going to take that, and there's 4 screws on here, 2 on each side. You take those little puppies off. It should come off pretty easy. One of the things I noticed about the PS3, as much as I love it, those blue screws, especially on the original system, were a pain. I had several people who told me of their nightmares of getting it off, and even I had trouble getting it off one time, and I had to use a pair of vice grips to get it off. So that's another thing you could do if you decide to get the PS4, you're keeping your PS3, and your PS3 doesn't have a nice big hard drive, you could always upgrade it with the one from your PS4. Wouldn't that be interesting? Oh, there's only 3 screws. Okay, I lied to you. There we go, slides right out. And the same way you slid that one out, slide the next one back in with the label facing upward and the connectors facing outward. Upward and outward. There we go. So I'm going to do it the way they did it, and they didn't have a screw in the one back there underneath the locking mechanism. So we'll screw in all of those except that one. And just hope for the best. And you don't need to put too much tension on there. And again, the only really prerequisite, just like for the PS3, for the HDD, is that it's a SATA drive and that it's 2.5 inches. Now they do add another prerequisite, is that it must be at least 160 gigs. Otherwise than that, and why would you want to go below? I don't know anyway. Why would you want to go below 500? Why would you want to downgrade the memory? So I thought about getting a 2 gigabyte one, but my beautiful wife, Panda, my wife, beautiful woman of God, sitting here already choked on the $100 that I spent on the 1 terabyte. So I thought she might have me drawn and quartered for my paying for a 2 terabyte. Okay, so here we go. There's the 3 screws. It's all secure, nice and firm. Take it, just slide it right back in place, and you'll feel it clip. Take your little PlayStation screw, put it back on there. There you go. Again, you don't need to screw it in too tight. Again, there's no reason to go all gung-ho and think you need to break anything. What I would do with the old one, you should have the leftover static bag from your new one, is put in there. And what a static bag does is prevent it from actually getting static shock and destroying any of the memory on there. Not that you have any memory on there at the moment, but just in case. And again, if you're getting a PS4 and if you're going to upgrade it, I recommend doing it before you start getting all invested in games. That saves you all the trouble of having to try to transfer and save data. Okay, now, I struggled with this, but I'm not going to show you my struggle. I'll just tell you how not to struggle. When you put it back on, put it almost where it goes, and you'll feel that it fits right in, and you just lock it back in place. And it locks in much even easier than when it came out. And it's all secure. And that's it. It's all ready to go. There she is, thing of beauty. You know, I'm going to take a break, go plug it up. Well, I'm going to get ready to plug it up to show you how it goes. See you in a minute. The PS4 will be initialized. All users and all data will be... Well, that's a good thing, because we don't have the users or data. That's why we wanted to do this first. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, we do. Initializing. And so you know, I cut that off. It took about 3 minutes or so, maybe a little less to do that. This part seems to be going... Wow, that was really fast. And now it's going to install the system software. And again, this is installing to the new terabyte HDD that we put in. This is going a little slower.